To the woman who sits by herself, eats by herself, walks by herself, vents to herself, cries by herself, and has survived everything alone. Wherever you are, sis, you're going to win. Listen closely, because the world rarely talks about women like you. The woman who learned how to be alone long before she ever wanted to. People see you sitting by yourself and assume you're lonely. They see you eating alone and think something must be wrong. They see you walking quietly through life without a crowd around you and believe you must be missing something. But what they don't see is the strength it took for you to become this version of yourself. Because most people don't know what it feels like to fight battles quietly. They don't know what it feels like to cry at night, wipe your tears, then wake up the next morning and act like everything is fine. They don't know what it feels like to have nobody to vent to, nobody to lean on, nobody to run to when life gets heavy. But you know what it's like to sit with your thoughts when the room is silent. You know what it's like to replay conversations in your head, wondering if you gave too much of yourself to people who never truly valued it. You know what it's like to hold your own heart together when the people who were supposed to protect it became the reason it broke. And still, you kept moving. That's what makes women like you different. Because while some people collapse when life gets hard, you learned how to rebuild yourself in private. You became your own comfort, your own motivation, your own safe place. And that kind of independence is something the world misunderstands. People think a woman who moves alone must be cold. But the truth is, she's just healed enough to stop begging for spaces where she isn't appreciated. Here's the part that hits different. Women who survive life on their own develop a kind of emotional strength that can't be taught. They stop depending on validation. They stop needing constant reassurance. They stop chasing people who are unsure about them. Because when you've already survived your worst moments alone, you realize something powerful. You were never as weak as people thought. You were never as lost as they assumed. You were simply learning how to stand without support. And once a woman learns how to stand alone, she becomes almost impossible to break. Not because life becomes easier, but because she now knows she can handle it. She knows she can survive heartbreak. She knows she can survive disappointment. She knows she can rebuild her life from nothing if she ever has to again. That's the kind of woman who quietly wins in the long run. Not the loudest woman in the room, not the one chasing attention, but the one who learned how to protect her peace, guard her heart, and move through life without depending on anyone to save her. The woman who sits alone today might be the strongest person in the room tomorrow, because solitude does something powerful to the human soul. It forces you to discover who you really are when nobody is clapping for you. It forces you to grow without an audience. And the women who survive that process come out wiser, calmer, and far more powerful than people realize. So if you're that woman right now, the one sitting alone, the one fighting battles quietly, the one holding herself together when nobody else notices, hear this clearly. Your story is not ending in struggle. It's being built in silence. Every tear you wiped alone built your resilience. Every lonely moment strengthened your independence. Every hardship sharpened the woman you're becoming. And one day, the same strength that forced you to walk alone will lead you into a life that finally feels peaceful. A life where you no longer have to carry everything by yourself. So wherever you are, sis, keep going. Because women who survive everything alone don't just survive life. Eventually, they win. Kindly like and follow us for more deep, real-life relationship truths.